This summer I participated in the World Endeavors internship program in Australia. I always knew since high school that I wanted to study abroad somewhere, somehow, because of all my international friends that I had. Australia seemed like a place that I wanted to go and that I would adapt well to the culture and still have a great experience while down there. Never been out of the country, so going halfway around the world on my own. It was really hard saying goodbye to my family for 2 months and realizing that I was actually leaving for 2 months. But when I got to Australia, I didn't let nerves overwhelm me and ruin my time, and the more days went on, I became even more and more relaxed. Just to go wandering around and all the different landmarks that you learned about, you saw them and you're like, they're not in a book. They're something you're actually physically looking at. I'm studying marketing, and nowadays everything is going global. There's so many different cultures that you have to adapt to be able to do business in, and that's one way of learning it is by going abroad and actually working in a different culture. Also, I think that when you fill out your resume, people are going to look for what stands out. So if you have an internship in a different country with a great letter recommendation from that company, I think that really adds a little top notch to your resume. I worked with a small boutique agency that does a whole bunch of marketing related activities. First day I got there, got put on a project. They get interns started right away. I did research, I did reports, I did media plans, I did PR. Any field in marketing, PR, advertising, I basically did it. So it was a great experience, and I was able to learn a lot about what I'm actually learning in class now. In Sydney, they have a huge public transportation system. I took the train every day to get to work, and I had to go over the Harbour Bridge, so I went past the Opera House daily. I stayed in a house. I had 9 other roommates. They became my close friends, and we hung out all the time and still keep in contact. We all were able to go out and have a good time, see different sights, and just generally get to know each other. Working with the World Endeavors staff was great. A little thing that stood out about World Endeavors was that you can pick how long you want your program to be and what you want to do. And they work with the companies and find the best fit for you. My last weekend in Australia, I flew up to the Great Barrier Reef with one of my roommates and snorkeled the Great Barrier Reef for a day and flew back before my time in Australia was over. It was more than I expected. Every time I tell someone I went to the Great Barrier Reef, they're like, no way. By doing this internship in Australia, I found that I love what I do. That had a huge impact on my career and my future. I know that this is where I want to go. I know this is what I want to do. I think it's an investment in your career, in your life, all of the above. My experience was one I'll never forget. I think that everyone should have that experience, and they'll realize more about themselves, more about where they want to go in life, and more about just the world in general. It's a great learning experience, and I recommend it highly to anyone who's considering it.